All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Good day. Good day, everybody. This is Michelle and Anthony Consulting, and this is the live session, as always, and every Friday, like we've been doing. We always bring to you the live EduChat session. So this week, or this weekend, so to say, we also will be having a live chat session with a top-notch educator, with a top-notch I'd like to call him more like an education executive, or somebody that facilitates education on an international level and international scale. So without wasting much of our time, I'm Justin, and I happen to be the business developer for Mitchell and Anthony Consulting. And so we'll be bringing on our guest speaker today. And then we have, I think we can all see him. We have Mr. Peter, Dr. Peter rather, from the Jesse College for Girls. So I'm just going to allow him do a brief introduction of himself in relation to his portfolio and his designation, so to say. Mr. Peter, over to you.
Thank you. It's a real pleasure to be working with Michelle and Anthony as our partner in Nigeria, and I very much look forward to this chat session. Thanks for putting this on. I'm just going to speak for like 1 minute and give you a very brief intro to the school, and then obviously, questions. Jersey College for Girls is it's a unique school in a unique location. So we're based on an island of Jersey, which is Shore Finance Center, and a very wealthy location. So a fantastic place to be based with a school and with fantastic facilities. We're a bit of a unique school in that we offer programs which nobody else in the world offers. For example, flying programs, finance programs, sailing programs, programs which give your daughter a real edge. And how does this play out? Well, our students get into the top universities around the world, studying subjects as diverse as English literature across to medicine. So we get fantastic academic results in an environment which is beautiful, clean, safe, and where the students are able to do programs which are truly unique. So I think we have a very different school, but a school with a fantastic advantage over the sort of the normal boarding schools in the UK.
Yeah. All right, that's fantastic. Dr. Peter, before we go ahead to begin to talk about the educational programs that have been offered by JCG to international students, I want you to briefly talk about the location, Jersey itself, because I've had a discussion with somebody, and I talked about Jersey, and the person was like, "Are you talking about New Jersey?" And I said, "I just no, no, no. This is Jersey, Jersey." So please, can you talk about the location of Jersey more, just briefly?
Sure. Jersey is it's an island which is next to the UK. It's a small island, about 100,000 people. We're slightly independent from the UK. We have our own government. We have our own tax, which means that we're an offshore finance center or a tax haven. And so Jersey, primarily, its industry is banks, hedge funds, wealth management, finance. Similar to British Virgin Islands or the Monaco, these type of locations. So it's an island. It's beautiful. It's incredibly safe. I have a 14-year-old daughter who goes to the school. We live on Jersey. I have no worries about where she goes, when she goes, because it's just such a safe location. And also the fact that it's this offshore finance center and all these top companies are located on the island means that our school has fantastic connectivity into HSBC, PwC, KPMG, top financial firms, which later I'll explain sort of is really useful for some of the programs which we offer.
Fantastic. So we're talking about exclusive education right here. That's basically what we're talking about. So
I think can I just pick up on that word exclusive?
Okay. All right then. All right.
It's a very exclusive location. It's a wealthy location. It's very difficult to live here, and so it is exclusive, and that's an important word to use.
Okay. All right, that's fine. So going forward, I'd always like to ask, when I see people who go through educational programs that center on a particular gender, I'm first to always ask why. So the question right now is, why girl education? Why?
I mean, not the main reason. The first reason is we've been a girls' school for 140 years, and so there's a lot of history there. Secondly, we don't like to look at it as a girls' education. We like to look at it as female empowerment. It's about giving girls that position to take the leadership positions which they deserve. And so basically, we're not anti-boy. We're just focused on girls. And so to give examples, the programs which the students are doing, for example, our flying program, historically, men are pilots, but we don't care about the historical. We care about what girls want to do and what they're able to do. And every girl is able to be a pilot. So let's give her that opportunity. For example, it's finance. Finance has historically been dominated by men. But why should it be that way? Girls have all the ability they need to get into finance. So let's give them those opportunities to make that happen. So we like to give ourselves more about female empowerment than just a girls' school.
Yeah, so I seem a bit jealous right here. That's fine. That's really girl empowerment, female empowerment. That's awesome. So let's go more into academics, or basically some of the non-academical programs that you have lined up for international students. Could you briefly just outline some of these international programs that you have?
Sure.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the core of the school is we teach GCSEs and A levels, which is the UK system. And so our primary output from the school is into top universities. So the students with a basic GCSE program will be doing 3 to 4 A levels at the end, and will be going into top universities. So each year we get students going into Oxford, Edinburgh, Exeter, the top schools, and not in the UK, into America, Australia, etc. So the core program is high-level academic program. We're able to deliver this because we have fantastic resources and we have fantastic teachers. We have a high percentage of teachers who have been through Oxford, been through Cambridge themselves. Our head of maths is Trinity College, Cambridge. Our head of English is St. John's College, Oxford. The school is a Cambridge graduate, etc., etc. So we've got fantastic teaching and teaching ability. Then what we do is on top of that. So most schools talk about their fantastic academic results. We do the same, but we do more. So the academic performance is not enough nowadays. Universities are looking more. They're looking for something different, and looking for something which expresses the girls' passion. So what they're really interested in, what they want to do with their life, what they're driven by. And so what we do is we couple this core fantastic academic education with something on top. For example, learning to fly, or learning to sail, or to give, our website gives an indication of all the different programs. I mean, there's computer programming programs, golf programs, sailing, etc. I want to highlight one which really indicates what we do, and that's our finance program. So this is an A-level program where students can study any 3 A-levels or 4 A-levels, but in parallel, we give them a fantastic grounding in business, entrepreneurship, and finance. So within this program, they'll be setting up their own business. They'll be doing trading competitions. They'll be learning computer programming with a focus on trading. But more importantly, every week, they will be trained by senior executives from top financial firms. So Jersey has this fantastic resource of top companies, top executives. So within the program, they will be taught by the CEO of HSBC, the CEO of Standard Chartered Bank, the managing director of ITV Channel Television. We've got our chief minister, who is the equivalent of president of our island, also involved in the program. A large proportion of these senior executives are women, not exclusively, but predominantly women. So these girls are going to be empowered by people at the top of their game, will be mentored by people at the top of their game, and potentially a reference from people at the top of their game. What you find is our students either go into a top university to study finance or another subject of their choice, or some of our students go directly into companies like PwC, KPMG, and EY, straight into accounting programs, bypassing university and going into one of these top 4 accounting firms to study accountancy. So many opportunities when you come out of these programs. And that really, it's giving the students that edge, that difference. You know, hundreds of schools around the world that have top academic programs. There aren't any school that I know of that has an international finance program of the quality which we deliver. And that's the point, differentiating those children.
Fantastic. That's really awesome to know. Awesome to hear. So I'm just going to let our viewers get this knowledge. Please, if you're watching us right now live, feel free to drop in comments, questions, any question you have in relation to what the subject matter today. Please feel free to drop. And then in the course of this program, we would also have, more like a link, okay, to a form that you can fill. So if you seem to be interested in many of the things that we seem to be talking about today, please fill this form and we will definitely get to you within the next 48 hours to answer many of the questions that you have, at hand and in your heart. Now, going forward, Dr. Peter, you've spoken about the finance program, which I feel it's a very, very healthy one in terms of getting every child grounded, getting started in line with their finance career. So to say, I also want you in that respect to talk about the components of the pilot program that you have, and also the coding, which is more like the computer science. What are the components? What are the benefits? I just want you to touch on that, briefly too as well.
Sure. If we start with the pilot program, and with all our programs, one of the biggest benefits is that you are different, that you are differentiated, that you have something which other students who are applying to jobs, who are applying to universities don't have. So for the pilot program, again, we don't know of a school in the UK that offers a program like this. Second, it gives you options. So when you leave your A-level program, you could go straight into commercial pilot school. And there's a huge shortage of pilots. Or you can go straight into university and study anything you like. But when you have that application or you have that university interview, you've got something really exciting to talk about. On top of that, flying is an amazing skill, and developing that skill teaches you so much. You're doing it by yourself. You're leading that plane. You're taking it's something which people would be nervous about doing. And so it builds character as well. All of those components together into a fantastic development of the child and a fantastic resume at the end for that university application. Now, I'll talk about the coding program, because I know in Nigeria there's a huge demand for coding, and that's
exactly.
So what we've done is we've coupled, again, with all these programs, what we're doing is coupling the fantastic academic part which we have in our school and utilize what we have on the island to augment that. So with the coding program within the school, you'll be doing mathematics and computer science. And we've, as I said, our head of mathematics at Trinity College, Cambridge graduate, amazing teacher, getting the top schools to study mathematics. You could study another A-level on top of that. And then in parallel with the outside organization, you'll be getting high-level Python programming training, web design, app development. So coding practice and instruction. And on top of that, being taught how to commercialize your code. So also the business aspect of it. And then on top of that, taking part in international hackathons, international programming competitions, and actually starting to develop your own commercial code during the program. So again, two exit routes from that. One, you apply to a top university and you have this portfolio of code and products which you've developed, which will wow the interview. Or you go directly into a company as a programmer, or set up your own company, or already start to commercialize your own code. So we're really taking that sort of normal school computer programming training to the next level, and really building in sort of university level coding, commercial level coding. So you're highly differentiated again. Now, a lot of boarding schools will have a coding club or a coding society. This is not that. This is far beyond that sort of level. These are highly professional coders who will be training you, international competitions which you'll be taking part in, commercialization of that code, again, highly differentiated. And so, I mean, there are so many opportunities for coders, irrespective of where you come from. So, it's an international market. And companies looking to develop female coders.
Yeah, that's fine. Going through, because I must say to you that I've been on your website several times just to go through the website from, the first page down to the last of it. And then something interests me, the fact that this is not education as usual. Believe me, I've gone through your website and I found that I've been able to deduce that this is just out of the regular business of just having someone who can teach the theory into getting someone who has been there and who has done that. Now, in relation to that, I want you to also share with us some of the top executives that will be training these candidates or the students, their names, and some of their designation in relation to the organization that they also work with.
Right. If I just take a step back, one of the reasons we can offer all these top executives is one, our location, because Jersey attracts these high net worth individuals, company owners, etc. And secondly, a lot of these people are our parents. So one of the programs which we run over the summer is a leadership program. One of the people who is involved in that and in setting it up is one of the most successful hedge fund managers in the world. Why can we get access to these type of people? Because his daughter went to our school and he lives just down the road. So to give some other examples, Feel Unique, the biggest retailer of cosmetics in Europe, online retailer of cosmetics in Europe. We have the owner of that company who is one of the trainers in one of the in our summer program, and will be one of the trainers for our international finance program. We have company CEOs, so the major banks, HSBC, Standard Chartered, these PwC. We have the former leader of PwC as one of our trainers. Why? Because his daughter went to our school. We have the CEO of HSBC, again, one of the biggest banks in the world, the CEO of that bank, who will be doing the training. But also, we have smaller entrepreneurs. So we have a couple of ladies on our island who set up an ice cream company, who are now selling ice cream into China. They were two housewives who decided to sell ice cream and have now got an international company selling ice cream. So the students will be interacting with not only top company directors, not only multimillionaires, but smaller scale entrepreneurs who are still doing something very successful. And also charities. So we've got, on our island, we have one of a very major conservation zoo. And the CEO of that zoo is also involved in the training. So, you know, a whole cross-section of senior executives. And again, to stress, why can we do that? Because they send their daughters to our school, because they're our parents, and because they're just down the road from our school. So we've got this fantastic advantage.
Okay, fantastic. That's really great. So in a nutshell, you're having your daughter being trained by world leaders, just to make them also, world leaders.
And just to stress, part of the sort of component of our international finance program and also our summer program is that students design their own international projects. And now these senior executives are mentoring these girls on their projects. So you will be mentored, you have the opportunity to be mentored by the CEO of a major international bank or the CEO or the owner of $100 million company. That's pretty special. And most companies will pay thousands of pounds or thousands of dollars to have that opportunity.
Wow.
He's getting that as part of the program, which is pretty far out.
Awesome. 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 I must say, awesome. I'd like to also ask this. Does this suggest that for the pilot program, once I have my daughter, if I have my daughter, let's say I have a daughter right now, and she goes through the pilot program, does that really suggest that she comes out as a qualified pilot, a licensed one, as a teenager?
So the pilot's license they get is for small planes, not commercial planes, which is probably good, because I'm not sure I would want a commercial plane flown by a 17-year-old. But they get their private pilot's license, but it allows them to fly small planes independently. And as part of the training, they will be flying a plane independently over the sea to France, which is pretty cool. But then it gives them a much easier access to the commercial pilot school after that. There are a lot of opportunities, especially for girls. I mean, airline companies are under huge pressure to have a better gender balance. And so if you've got that private pilot's license, you've got a fantastic academic education. Commercial pilot schools are gonna lap you up. They're just gonna take you in. So, you know, that's what it's all about.
Right. In this sort of program, the A-levels program, and because of the very numerous benefits that lie after this program, you're getting jobs, getting fantastic jobs, recommendation, find you adopted by a tier 1 university. What guarantees the success of every child, every girl child in this in Jersey College?
I mean, a school would be wrong to guarantee a success. If a school comes to you and says, we guarantee that your daughter will become a CEO, that they're lying, because who knows what will happen with any student. All we can do is make sure that we put every component in place to maximize that possibility. And then how do you test that? You look at the track record of the students in the school, and you look at some of the students who've been through these programs, and you look at where they're ending up. And as I said, students going directly into PwC, into EY, into these top companies. We have students in Oxford, Edinburgh, Exeter, the top schools in the UK. Last year, one of our ex-students was awarded the top civil engineering student award in the UK. So, and again, civil engineering, a male-dominated profession, where a girl is taking over the lead. And that's what it's all about. So can I guarantee it? No. But looking at our track record, can I almost guarantee it? I'm close to, but I'm never. It depends on the student.
Okay, I think the fear usually for international, one of the reasons why I asked that question is there's a whole lot of fear in for international students, especially people coming from this part of the world where I am. They go over there. What then guarantees their job placements? Would they get jobs, in Jersey, in the United Kingdom, in some place, in the world? Would they, especially even in Jersey, after completing this A-level program, would they?
So I think if you look at Jersey at the moment is about 50% international residents, people who are not in Jersey. And to give an example, the CEO of Standard Chartered Bank is a Ghanaian. His daughter goes to school. So the opportunities for students from other countries to get jobs in England, in Jersey, especially in finance, is way open. And within our school, with people who are working on the island, we have students from Zimbabwe, South Africa, Nigeria, Ghana. I'm trying to think other locations in Africa. I think there's another couple of locations. I need to check the statistics. But again, in senior positions, as I said, the CEO of Standard Chartered Bank in Jersey is a Ghanaian. The head of finance in our school is a South African. The opportunities are there. And how do you get opportunities? One, you need good results. But two, you need something more. You need something on top. And that's what we're offering.
Fantastic. That's good. That's good. Now, when we talk about, and I'm sure everybody sincerely just wants their daughter to get an admission to Ivy League universities, top universities around the world. But the question is, what's that factor? What's the factor that guarantees an admission into an Ivy League, university or a top university around the world? What's that factor that you offer that guarantees that?
Again, I can't guarantee access to an Ivy League university. And I would be, if a school is offering you guaranteed access, they're lying and don't trust them. What you can do is to give that child every opportunity. Should also stress that Ivy League isn't for every child. And if they're ready for Ivy League, they have every opportunity in our school to get into Ivy League. If the child isn't ready for Ivy League, then there are many very good universities which they can become very successful through. So the main thing is making sure you find the right fit to the right student. Now, if they are going to Ivy League, it depends on which location that Ivy League is in. If they're applying to Oxford and Cambridge, they are looking at academic results, pure and simple. Due to be beyond the A-level content. And that's why in our school, we do a lot of, for example, in mathematics, they do a lot of Olympiad work, which gives them that extra edge. We do a lot of interview practice around academic questioning, academic logic. And last year we had a girl go to Oxford to study chemistry. And we put a lot of extra help with her on our interview technique, so she got through that academic interview. In fact, I helped with that as well, because my background is chemistry and physics. So you've got to put those components in place for the UK. If you're applying to Harvard, again, they're looking for that leadership component. They're looking for you to have done something special. And that's our program, our saving program, our signing, these type of programs allow the students to develop that edge, that story. You know, why are you applying to study business at Harvard? Because I set up my own company, and these are the financial results, and this is, you know, these are the people I've worked with, and this is the reference from the CEO of HSBC. You know, help you with that application. Does it guarantee you success? No, but we will make every effort to put every possible component in place so that you've got the best to get to that top university.
Mr. Dr. Peter, I must say, you really, I like the way you always tell us the fact that it still has to do with your own input as a student, but the school has put everything in place to make sure that you are successful, actually. So, basically, we want to go to what is happening right now, the pandemic issue, and then we also want to ask, what are the measures you put in place to ensure that registration, communication between the student and the school is kept intact, even at this pandemic era, so to say?
Sure. We, like most of the world now, are under lockdown. Our students are studying online at home, which is a combination of Zoom lessons, online content, etc. My daughter is doing that now. In fact, she's downstairs in her bedroom doing Zoom lessons now. It's working fantastically. And that's one component. Secondly, as we move forward, schools, to be honest, we don't know what will happen. But all we can do is plan for every eventuality. So, positives. Jersey, our COVID-19 instance is quite low and it's quite stable, and we have a lot of hospital capacity in place. In fact, a new hospital has just been built, so you know, from a healthcare standpoint, we're very well placed in the world. Secondly, we're a government school. We're a private government school. It's a bit of an unusual mix, but this is Jersey. It's a private government school, so we are completely financially stable. There's other schools in the UK now who are not, who are financially in trouble. Don't know what they're going to do over the next year. We don't have that issue. You know, we've got government. We're here for the long term, so there's no risk. So financially, no risk. Secondly, our students all homestay. So a lot of boarding schools in the UK have had issues that they've got to close the boarding school because of social distancing, or they don't have the staff who can man the boarding schools. We don't have that issue. So we have a Chinese student now who's still in Jersey and studying from home. One chose to go home. She's almost at the end of her course, so she decided to go home. Another one is staying on the island. And they've got a safe family to stay with. They've got fantastic healthcare if she needs it. She doesn't. The components are there. Going forward, what we're saying to any applicant to the school, if because of the COVID-19, you are unable to attend, we will give you a full refund of your deposit. So there's no financial risk to you. If you're delayed, we will keep your place open until you're able to get here. So for any parent applying to the school now, there is no financial risk.
Okay, fantastic.
Second, there's no financial risk to the school because we're a government school. And third, you've got a very caring home environment that should another lockdown come next year or the year after, who knows what will happen. I'm hopeful that won't happen. If it does come around, then we've got a fantastic home environment for that sort of take care.
Okay.
And I should also say that within this, when a girl joins our school, there's multiple levels of care in place for that student. So they've got the host family. The government of our island also checks in on the student periodically to make sure they're okay. We have a student welfare department in the school, which takes care of them as well. And also there's very strong connection between the host family and their real family. So we find there's a level of communication between all different players.
That's good. That's really, really good. That's really good. I think we're almost coming to the end of the session, but then I'd like to also ask this: what are the requirements, to join Jersey to be probably to enroll for the A-levels program? What are the requirements?
So, as we recruit internationally, I'll be very honest, we don't have a fixed requirement. If you're coming from Jersey, we have a fixed requirement. But if you're coming from elsewhere, what we do with every student is we will interview you. So if you're applying for a GCSE program or earlier, so from age 12 up to age 16, we'll do an interview. We'll test you on your maths. We'll test you on your English. We'll probably throw some science questions at you, and we'll do all this over the internet. If we're able to travel, we'll do that, but mostly we're doing Skype interviews. We will look at your school reports and any other certificates you may have, and then we'll make a decision based on that. If you're applying to an A-level program, the subject specialist for the subjects which you are choosing will interview as well. So if you're choosing maths, physics, chemistry, there'll be a physics teacher, a maths teacher, chemistry teacher who will also interview you on those topics. We like to say we don't have a fixed criteria because we know every student is different. And if we think that your daughter will fit in the school, we will find a way for her to get into the school. So we often offer conditional offers, which might be, yes, you can come. Maths is a bit weak, so we want you to have extra support in the maths, but if you're willing to have that extra support, then we will offer you a place, or something like that. So what we encourage the student to do is to give it a go. And also now, because of COVID-19, we're not charging for any application. So you can take a chance, have an interview, and see what we say.
All right, then, fine. So to our viewers at home, if you seem to have questions, like I said previously, please feel free to drop a comment, and then we'll get to you. Or you could simply just fill the form at the bottom, okay, attached to this video. And then we will also get to you with the right answers to your question. But Michelle and Anthony Consulting we will definitely support you all through your process, your application process, and every other process that you need to go through. Lastly, Dr. Peter, do you have any final words, with respect to what we've talked about today?
No, I mean, we'd be happy to welcome applications from students in Nigeria. As I said, we have Nigerian students in the school now. We've had Nigerian students in the past, and they've been fantastic. So we would welcome them. We really do welcome you to our island and to our school. You will find it to be a very friendly, very family-orientated location, and a very safe location. We're very happy to be working with Michelle and Anthony Consulting. We are selective with who we work with, and we're working with your company because we know you understand education, and education is at the core of what you do. And again, I would, take an interview, because if your daughter has an interview, she can also get a feel of, what we're like. And when you're able to travel, and if you happen to be in England or you happen to be near here, come look at the island, because when you see it, you get it, and you appreciate, what a unique location it is.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Peter. I have to say, Jersey is more like education mixed with tourism, I must say, because I must say that that's fantastic. It's really, it's great to have you on this session. I've been thrilled all the way. It's always a pleasure having to speak with you, Dr. Peter. Thank you so much for joining us on this session. Thank you so much, our viewers at home. I remain Justin from Michelle and Anthony Consulting. We probably will come straight at you next week with something very, very informative. Thank you so much, Dr. Peter.
Thank you, Justin. Thank you, everybody.
Enjoy. Goodbye. Stay safe, people. Stay safe. Bye.